Hello and welcome to the fourth episode of our lovely little series of focus features. In today's episode we are going to talk about the function of staff members. So we are jumping right in, and you can see already in the background there is a little bit of staff management displayed from the gameplay we've seen. We are 1 week ahead of Gamescom, so this is the last time we have the chance to look into what we know already, and hopefully we are a lot more enlightened, I should say, after Gamescom about these features. However, there's quite a lot to talk about that we already know. So if you haven't seen the previous 3 episodes, make sure to check them out because they are kind of necessary to understand what we're talking about. The link is in the description, in the first comment obviously, and also you can click the playlist. That's it. So now let's go right into the facts. As always in this little series, I'm always checking the facts before we go into some kind of explanation and some kind of cross-references from Planet Coaster. So fact number 1, as in Planet Coaster, we will have staff members. That's a given and pretty easy, straightforward. Fact number 2, we will have different kinds of staff members, such as janitors, vendors, zookeepers, and also security guards. And also, we don't know if these are all or if there are more of them. Later on, we're going to look into a screenshot of Planet Zoo we know already and talk a little bit about what we can expect from them. But as far as this goes, that's basically what we can expect. Fact number 3, 4, I don't even know, I forgot the counting. The next fact is that we do need to manage the efficiency of our staff members. So it's also confirmed that they will have training levels and different skill levels. So you have to decide whether you want to have more staff members that are less trained, or if you go for less staff members but better trained. Always important to keep in mind is that you also have to manage the distances between the staff building and the actual enclosure. So this is why we have the integration of staff path. Again, cross-reference. I made a video solely on staff pathing. This is the last one, so get in there and have a look at this one if you haven't seen that already. So the staff path will basically act as a tool to make the distances shorter between enclosures and the staff buildings. It's pretty obvious that the staff buildings also fulfill different perks, as we will have also a little look into in a little Planet Coaster cross-reference section next. So yeah, that's basically all we can say about the staff members quite yet as facts. There's a lot more we can highly speculate about and which might be already confirmed, but it's not officially, so we don't talk about this. But for now, we just jump over into Planet Coaster and have a look what there is as interesting stuff we can talk about. Right, so in Planet Coaster, you can see I have a little scene here of a self-made building. We have different staff members, and these are the janitor, the mechanic, the security guard, and a vendor. Also, we have a 5th one, which is the entertainer, and the entertainer is divided into some subcategories. I'm pretty sure we won't have this kind of stuff or too much of this in Planet Zoo. However, we can expect to have the janitor, a mechanic, a security guard, and the vendor as well, plus the addition of a zookeeper, which is pretty obvious. In the management tab, you can see that there are different levels of training levels. You can see I have them pretty much all on 5 stars. I can't improve them anymore, but if we scroll down a little bit, you can see there is more to it, and it's pretty easy to upgrade them by just clicking, and then they will head towards the building. As you can see on the left hand side, it tells you that the staff member is now heading to the building. If you click on one who is already in the building, as the next one shows, he's already resting there. So if we click this one, it just automatically goes up 1 level because he's already in the building, so it's already there where the actual training goes to act. And this is pretty cool, and I hope that this will be translated into Planet Zoo. However, it will be even more improved, which is pretty sure a given because the game evolves and that's how it works. Last thing is the building itself. This is the staff building. As you can see in Planet Coaster, it's only a black box. I did the cover up myself, so it's only scenery. It doesn't really have a certain usage here, it's just for the looks of it. But if you go into the building itself, there is a settings menu, and within the settings menu you can change several things, as for example the capacity of this building in the topper box, and the lower box is to decide which kind of perk you want to have. Down there is a confirm button which shows you how much money it will cost for the management people out there, and there's also obviously the option to go for a certain perk. Each of those perks is making the building more efficient in a certain way, and I'm pretty sure that Planet Zoo will feature this as well. So for example, there will be one building which is focused on food and nutrition, and another building building might be on education, whilst another one will be on cleaning, whatever, so that these kind of different perks also enable you to make a more efficient kind of training for your staff members. And again, this will then obviously lead into the fact that it kind of makes you choose whether you go for shorter distances, more buildings, whatever. So there's kind of a little bit of a challenge going on there, because you definitely want to make the most efficient zoo layout possible without actually having to look into how many buildings you put down and stuff like that. A last thing we need to look in is the roster feature, or the roster feature I should say. In Planet Coaster you can set the staff members to work in a limited amount of space or within a certain area. This is done via the tab down here. As you can see, there is a click box which is called roster, and it's pretty easy. You can just create a roster for a certain staff member. We have chosen Gulpy Rex the Entertainer, and as you can see, there is no roster done yet, but you can click on the plus on the left hand side, and that just simply opens a wonderful menu where you only need to drag over the scenery you place down. As you can see here, it highlights the area which you will roam around. You can then just easily rename this one, which I did here by calling it Wing Coaster, and then you just can assign this one to your staff member. The cool bit is, when you have created one of those things, it will be there for all of them. So it's pretty easy. You could just make, for example, the tiger enclosure, and then just go back to your staff building and assign 6 or 7 zookeepers to the tiger enclosure. It's as easy as this. So I'm quite sure that this will be a 1-by-1 translation into Planet Zoo, which is totally fine. Maybe you can even assign the enclosure themselves. That would be cool as well. But yeah, so as you can see, Gulpy Rex is moving over, so it's really working quite well. But again, you have to consider where your staff building is, because if the area is far off of your lovely little staff member, it means that there is a higher or a greater distance that he or she has to cover, which means a longer period of time where he's basically inefficient, or she. So yeah. Alright, and now, as promised, this is the screenshot which you've all been waiting for. This is from the first gameplay reveal we've seen. As you can see, at the moment we have 6 different types of staff members at the lower point, or lower bottom part of this menu overlay. As you can see, it has some serious similarities to the Planet Coaster overlay you've seen. Also, you can see the training levels already and stuff like that. So some of them have already 5 stars of training, the others none. But the 6 different types of staff is the caretaker, which is basically the janitor, but it's nicer to call it a caretaker. Then we have the keeper, which is obviously our guy keeping zookeeper, keeping the enclosures clean and stuff. We have the mechanic, as in Planet Coaster, but I'm pretty sure he's not going to repair some coasters. He's going to repair everything else. Then we have the security guard, which is also pretty cool. We have the vendor, as already told. This is pretty obvious because we have some shops, so we need a vendor. And we have, which is pretty interesting, and also one of the things I had whilst we were talking about the stuff in one of the recent videos, the veterinarian. I think this is how you pronounce it. I seriously have some issues pronouncing this one. But he or she is going to take care of your animals that are sick and having a cold or whatever they're gonna have. And I'm quite sure, referring back to Jurassic World Evolution, where we don't necessarily have a vet, but we do have a system of different medics and medications we need to research. I'm quite sure that we do, maybe we even need to do expeditions or research at least, where we do research for different medics and medications so that we can cure our ailments. And as it is in real zoos, while we have been to Burger Zoo, and I'm so sorry that still the vlog is missing, I'm still looking into doing this, but it's so much work. Anyways, we've learned that in actual zoos they have like some kind of zoo wiki, which is a overarching wiki that many zoos across the globe do share. So, for example, if there's one zookeeper, let's say in the Burger Zoo in Holland, who has discovered a cure for a certain disease, which hasn't been cured before, then he's going to bring this info into the zoo wiki, and every other zoo that has access to this wiki can basically approach this info in no time, which is pretty cool because they don't need to do the research then to have this available. So I'm quite curious to see how they will solve this in Planet Zoo. So I'm quite sure that with the zoo wiki we already have confirmed There will be some kind of info about the medications for the certain animals as well, or for the specific animals as well. And I think the more you research, the more you have available, and I'm quite sure that you will take those infos with you throughout the campaign, as we know now from the career info that just dumped a few moments ago, I should say, but just recently we got the infos about the career mode. We are quite certain that these infos will be in your kind of pocket while you go through the career mode, so you don't always have to research the same cure again and again and again. You basically take it with you into the next scenario. So that's pretty cool, and this means obviously we might have a lot of stuff to research, which is pretty cool because this keeps you busy, this keeps you excited, this keeps making the game challenging. So if you don't care for the research and all of a sudden your animals get a bad flu in the winter times where you don't have a cure for it, you might run into some serious trouble. So you are more likely to research in advance to make sure you don't run into a situation like that. However, I think this is basically everything we can cover about the function as of yet, because there's one last bit I wanted to point out, and this is in particular one little scene. I remember it from the first launch trailer of Planet Zoo. I will not include the whole trailer again. I will include just a screenshot over here, and you can see a zookeeper or a caregiver or whatever talking to some guests and highlighting this area. Normally, and this is what I said at the very beginning as well, I wouldn't bet too much on it what I'm seeing in these kind of pre-rendered trailers. If it wouldn't be for Frontier, because we know from, well, we do know actually also from the Planet Coaster trailer and some of the other stuff as well, that they are pretty close to what they show in these kind of pre-rendered trailers. Obviously, yes, there is always a little bit of exaggerating going on, but the core function most likely happened to be in the game as well. So for Planet Coaster and Jurassic Evolution, basically the buildings you have seen in these pre-rendered trailers are the same. Some of the things are missing, obviously, and not the best example maybe to talk about Jurassic Evolution, but this is also due to Universal. So looking at what we know already from the Planet Zoo stuff, basically everything we've seen in the trailer so far in terms of animals, in terms of behavior, even in terms of layouts of their enclosures, is pretty close to what we've already seen actually in-game. Even the scratching post of the lion we have actually seen, I think, even one by one in the actual in-game footage trailer. So this is pretty close, and so I'm really hoping that there will be some kind of education going on, and even them highlighting the education aspect of the game that crazily, also with all the billboards in the park and stuff. I could really imagine that they have some kind of instructor going on, whether it's the zookeeper itself or if it might be a seventh staff member. You maybe even just get later in the game, so maybe you have unlocked this one. I don't know, but this could be a very cool thing. However, I want to end this episode with this little guessing at the end, because this was the only thing that is not basically confirmed, whether due to Planet Zoo itself or due to Planet Coaster having the same feature already. Yeah, a little bit of speculation here. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and let me know in the comments down below what you think is the most interesting staff member for you. Is there anyone missing you would have loved to see in there? Is there anything you would do different about staff members and their functions? And are you looking forward to training all your staff members, or are you just going to hire 1 million staff members no matter how good they are? It also goes while back to your Sims behavior, I guess. Anyways, see you soon in the next episode. Until then, remember to have a look at my times for Gamescom, because I'm streaming live from Gamescom as a little reminder here. But yeah, we have one more episode of the Focus feature left, which will hopefully drop on the weekend, and then I'll hope that you guys enjoyed this, and see you next time. Bye. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you appreciate that, and now a special thanks also to all the people supporting me here on that channel, making this all possible. You can see that on the left hand side right now, and also if you want to see more of my stuff, make sure to click that card on the right top now, and if you want to stick around, make sure to hit that sub button which is on the bottom right of the screen. If you want to see stuff on my social media, sneak peeks and stuff like that, it is on the bottom left on the screen. And yeah, I hope to see you again in the next episode. Until then, enjoy your time guys, and bye!